It's your one-stop show for trends, and the tea everyone seeks. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and get the extra dose of what's shaking the internet.
And on issues making wave on social media to your doorstep.
Social Buzz Extra, where the trend meets the talk, only on Global Television.
Hello and welcome to Social Buzz Extra here on Global Television. I am Ogoch Kumobno. We're going to be looking at trending issues that is making round, around the world as it is right now. So we are looking at buzzing issues making rounds on social media, and today we are throwing our weight on the Nigerian singer who has lost her life after bitten by a snake. A very tragic incident there, and we are going to be talking a bit about it. All right, just before we go into the topic of today properly, I would like us to please be part of this conversation by watching on DSTV channel 365, or you can also watch on Star Times channel 276, or if you find yourself on the go in your office, wherever it is, you can watch on YouTube. It's Global TV NG. Make sure that you drop your thought and tell us what you think about these stories, okay? All right, the Nigerian singer dies after a snake bite. So it has been there on social media. One other party is saying she died because of the venom. The other one is saying because of lack of emergency unit in the hospital, attending to her properly as they should, while the Federal Medical Center has released, a message saying no, that dismissing this allegation of lack of care in the case of Ifunanya, Ngene, that's actually lost her life. They are saying no, this is not the reason. Earlier today we discussed about it, and we're all talking about, let's even look into our emergency units in the hospital, because let's drop Funaya's case and look into the emergency units. How proactive are these units in the hospital? Because I don't want to hear cases of emergency, and then nothing is being done. Most times you get to hear that people go to the hospital and they're asking you, what's your name? Who brought you here? Are you supposed to, who can attest for you? Is this really a snake bite? And if a case is an emergency, then it should be treated as an emergency. Well, the FMC Abuja has, that's the Federal Medical Center in Abuja, has dismissed allegation of lack of care in the case of Ifunanya Ngene. The Federal Medical Center Abuja has dismissed allegations circulating on social media, suggesting that it failed to provide adequate medical care to Miss Ifunanya Lucy Nwangene, who died from complications resulting from a snake bite. In a statement signed by the head of clinical services, Dr. Bioku Muftau, the hospital disclosed that Ms. Nwangene was brought to the facility on January 31st, 2026, after suffering a snake bite that led to severe neurotoxic complications. According to the statements, medical personnel at the center responded immediately upon her arrival, administering emergency care that included resuscitation, intravenous fluid, intranasal oxygen, and polyvalent anti-snake venom. The management of the Federal Medical Center expressed its deepest condolence to the Nwangene family, describing the incident as a tragic loss and extending heartfelt sympathies during the difficult period. FMC Abuja strongly refuted claim of non-availability of anti-snake venom and allegations of inadequate medical response, stating that such reports are unfounded and do not reflect the fact of the case. The hospital reaffirmed its confidence in the professionalism, dedication, and quality of service of its medical team, while restating its commitment to transparency, integrity, and excellence in patient care. Well, the Federal Medical Center also advised the public to rely on credible sources for information and refrain from spreading unverified reports on social media. Well, okay, now this is the case. When these reports came up on social media, it was said that Mrs. Ifunanya Nwangene took herself to the hospital. She actually, went to the hospital herself, according to the reports, circulating social media, that she visited over 2 hospitals, and one of which is the Federal Medical Center here in Abuja after this happened. And, it was all over social media that there were no anti-venom drug, like no antidote to this particular snake bite. And everyone was just complaining, why would there be no antidote? Then another side was saying, no, though the emergency unit wasn't swift enough to save Miss Lucy Wangene's life. But then the Federal Medical Center has come out to say no, they are refuting this claim that no, they did all they could do, but then it was already too late because it had already gone to her brain at that point. So there was no way they could actually get Miss Ifunaya back to life. Talking about antidote, I think another thing is that we have really left we have gone out of the traditional means of saving people's life, and also we have neglected nature. I think when it comes to antidotes, most of these things we grow in our environment are natural antidotes to most of things like this. I remember sometime, when I was growing up, I had a scorpion bit me. I think I was about 8 years old, and scorpion bit me, and I remember that day I almost ate all the onions in my house. In the house at that point, my dad, my mom, all of them, they started peeling all the onions. And I know how much I hated eating raw onions, but I ate it by force that day. And I don't know how, that was like a pure antidote. I didn't go to the hospital up to date. I did not visit any hospital. No injection was given to me. But just eating the onion, then I think the juice from the onion, they used it on my leg, that particular spot where I was beaten. They used it and they tied my feet, like they tied my legs very well to make, according to them, that's to make sure that the venom doesn't go up to my chest or my heart, or maybe gets to infest any of my organs. So it's going to help limit the moving process of that venom. Now, these are things I must talk about. It should not be overemphasized as it is this moment. Just as we were talking about Lucy's case, Lucy's case, we saw another one again on social media just a few minutes ago. This happened early hours of yesterday. Someone also killed a snake in her kitchen, and she came out to say, why is there a snake in the kitchen? I thought they said snake don't climb on tires, but she's surprised that she saw it, up just close to the ceiling part of the kitchen, and it was on the tires. What happened to that myth? They said snakes don't climb tires. Can they now walk around tires? Can they now walk on tires and all of that? But now we need to make sure that we look for a way to stop all of these snakes and all of these poisonous creeping things hanging around our homes or being around our homes. And also we shouldn't throw the use of herbs. Herbs are very, very good. Reading this afternoon, I found out that you could actually use neem leaf. Yes, neem leaf, the one that we refer to dogoyaro. Yes, that leaf has been really helpful. I remember growing up too. I like to share my stories a lot. So when growing up, I remember then my dad every morning. I hated my dad for that, but then I think looking backwards, I'll say thank God I took some of these things, because growing up early in the morning, before you go to school, we all stand on queue, and my dad administer this neem leaf. He always has it in the house. I don't know how he does it, but I grew up in the north, so we have neem trees everywhere. The dogoyaro tree, they were everywhere in the north. If you have stayed in the north or you're northern, and you know that in the early 2000s you would definitely see neem tree like anywhere you go. It's like a shade for people to sit around. So we always have it in the house. He washes it, and the juice, when extracted, he just serves it in a very small cup, just gives everybody a shot to take. Then I was asking myself, what is this thing for? And you tell you it's going to prevent you from getting malaria or getting sick of any kind. And I think, yes, it helped, because I can't remember any time I was sick of malaria, like growing up. I really didn't get that so much. I think the only thing I had that was conversant was more of cough and catarrh, like you have cold. And even when you have cough, my father will give you oil, red oil and salt. Those remedies were funny. I know I throw up all the time whenever they give me that red oil, because I don't like taking red oil just like that without it being in food. But we had this a teaspoon of red oil, then sprinkle salt. Sometimes he adds sugar, because he say, okay, since you want it to be sweet, I'll add sugar for you. And that's what you take. You take that morning, afternoon, evening, and you are fine the next day. You can imagine how that works as magic. So please, let's not neglect those things. We have all of this cure around us and we have them handy. We don't even need to pay for them, but we most times neglect them. I always want to go for the scientific part, the one that science has made, and want to look for antidote. Meanwhile, antidote is staying around us. So let's please try to make sure that we make good use of all of these herbs that nature has given to us. They are for free. All right, so let's take some comments from social media as regards this topic and know what people on social media think about it. So the first comment is coming from Mr. Doings, and Mr. Doings says, that's one of the most dangerous snakes in the world and it's mostly found in the wild. How did it find its way to her house? That's a good question. If this kind of snake is found in the wild, that's a cobra, you know. When I saw it standing like oh God, I don't like snakes, you guys. I don't like snakes. I don't know if you are one person that likes snake or want to keep snake as a pet or admire snake and everything. There's nothing about snakes that I like, and each time I see this particular video, honestly, it gives me chills. Like I have goosebumps all over my body because it irritates me. Then imagine seeing this in your house, and this snake is not a small snake. This snake is very, very big. So how come this snake found its way? Or are there bushes around this compound and all of that? Honestly, these are questions that should be asked. Does she have bushes around? Is there an uncompleted building that is yet to be completed? How is the surrounding of this house, the environment, how is it? Is it fumigated, and how regular do they fumigate and take care of this compound? Honestly, is your compound filled with unnecessary grasses? There are some compound that will tell you it's flower. It's not flower. These things are weed. Please cut them off. Cut them off. Let's see what is coming for you and what is going for you. Please, at this point, honestly, I'm really scared. Every part of my house, since I read this story yesterday, I looked every part. Even when it was cockroaches or whatever it is, I looked at them as snakes and I just wanted to kill them and take them out of my house. So please, let's try to clean our surroundings because, of course, pests, rodents bring things like this. They attract them, of course. So when you have things, you keep things in your house, you're going to see creeping objects like the scorpion, the what's called again, cockroaches, and then you start seeing rodents. When you start seeing rats, please, that's where you find things like snakes, because they want to go after rodents. And I don't know, this one must have found a way out of the wild, maybe escaped and come to where surroundings where people live, and now it has really caused a huge damage. Obviously, let's try to clean up our surrounding, okay? All right, the next comments coming from Nikki's Life, and Nikki Life says, please, people that knows about snakes remedies and preventions should teach us how to prevent snakes from sticking around our houses, and home remedies to keep at home in case of emergencies. I'm so scared. I've been reading the comments to see if anyone can educate us on how to handle this kind of situation immediately before going to the hospital, because it can happen to anybody and we can't hope in our medical system. All right, so I just dropped one means of more like an emergency, or let's say a to-go means. Immediately it happens, you can actually get on neem leaf, squeeze the juice out, or chew it if possible. Please chew it. You don't, because before you start waiting to squeeze the juice out, it must have done more harm than we think. Please squeeze just chew it, put it in your mouth, chew it, and take a lot of water. Make sure that it goes down. Before you know it, you definitely throw up, and then all of these poisonous venoms would definitely come out, and you'll be fine. Just chew enough. So this is more like before you get to the hospital. Yes, before you get to the hospital, this is something you can take the while it will sustain you before getting to the hospital. Okay, so it's more like the emergency treatment. All right, so okay, talking about what you can use around your house to prevent snakes and things like scorpion. All right, so I know of cardboard. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it, but I know it's cardboard or something like that, and I know it has this phosphates and potash, whatever combination together. It helps. The smell helps, because also growing up, I grew up around places like this, and you see my dad goes to a mechanic shop. I remember we used to have it in a mechanic shop, but right now it's being packaged in a proper way, so you can actually go to the market and get it. So you get it, and sprinkle it around your home. Also, I also heard that that one helps so well. The cardboard helps so well. It's the smell will make them stay away from your environment, and you also have to do it often. Maybe every 3 months, you make sure that you place them in specific area or maybe around the compound. It's going to help prevent snakes from sticking around your houses. Okay. Also, I heard garlic. I don't know how much, but I know I've heard something like that. That garlics help to prevent snakes from sticking around, snakes, scorpion, and all of that from sticking around your compound. Also, there are some plants that they look like flower plants. There are some plants that they'll tell you, oh, plants around your house, it helps to prevent snakes. Yes, so please, maybe we'll look out for those plants and get their names properly, definitely. And yes, they can help us prevent snakes around our surroundings, so we don't keep hearing snakes. I don't want to hear this again. All right, let's move over to the medical system. Our medical system, please, how well do you treat emergency cases? How swift are they to treat emergency cases? Because I don't want to be hearing an emergency case and you're asking questions as if you're a DPO. What exactly are you asking questions? But the person is telling you it's an emergency and this is what is going on. Why can't you just go into treatment immediately? Why do you have the person to bring their NIN, bring your where you are working, how much are you earning, and all of those questions? There are some questions. I understand that these are medical terms, but if your sole reason is to save life, then why not kick into it and make sure that the life is saved before you ask further questions, okay? All right, that's what we have for you for that first topic. I move over to the next topic. It's a Nigerian pastor who has caused tears as he gets tattooed. So a Nigerian pastor, Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo, caused tears after getting tattooed, on his arm to celebrate his 50th birthday. And everyone has since been talking about it. Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo, what happened? What happened? Why did he get tattooed? Everybody. Some persons even brought out Leviticus. Some persons brought out this. Like they were quoting every part of the Bible. Some said, oh, it is biblical. Some said it wasn't biblical. Some said it was bad for followers. Some said there were lots of things. Well, let's take a look at this video.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life.
D-D-I-D. Father, Son, Spirit, got the hands on me. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Easy as that. Jesus set me free.
I'm not going to say anything about this video because I just want to stick with that part of the Bible that says, do not judge so that you will not be judged. Because I don't even know what I will do the next day. Because I can now start telling you, oh, this is so wrong. Why would the pastor do this? I love tattoos, by the way. And I don't know if I'm going to get anyone anytime soon or if I'm ever going to get anyone. So I'll just keep quiet. I might just say, oh, I will never. And then you see me on social media getting my tattoo. How will I now cover myself up? So I'm not going to say anything. Everybody is an adult. Do you? At this point, I would say do you. If he likes it, he loves it, why not? I don't know. At this point, it's fine. It's 3:16. I did not see John. Maybe we draw the John later. Although he said it was John 3:16 that he was trying to portray. But it's just 3:16 we saw there, yes. That numerical figure said John says 3:16. So maybe later in life he will do John. But for now, let him bear the pain of 3:16. Well, let's move over to comments on social media. I was telling that social media have been buzzing. It has been buzzing with different comments concerning this particular tattoo, this post. And the pastor came out to say, oh, nobody even gets to see the message behind the tattoo. They were all concerned that he drew a tattoo. Nobody's getting to see that he's preaching. Nobody's getting to see that how many blogs, almost all the blogs in Nigeria posted this tattoo. And it's more like a way of preaching the gospel. It's okay, we accept. Let's get comments from social media. So the first comment is coming from Chef Ivy Jones. And Chef Ivy Jones says, thank God salvation is personal. Each and every one of us will stand before the throne of the Lord to give account of our lives. Definitely. So please, allow Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo carry his cross while you carry your cross. All right? So the second comment is coming from Original Deals Consult. And Original Deals Consult says, in Nigeria, motivational speaker equals to clergyman. Marriage counselor equal to clergyman. Psychiatric equals to clergyman, etc. Once you sprinkle Christianity on top any performance, you are a clergyman. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? We all know Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo to be like a marriage counselor, and also not just any kind of marriage counselor. He always comes from the the spiritual parts, using the Bible and all of that. Yes. So it's not like he's just any marriage counselor or all of that. Okay. We know the wife, he and his wife. I think I've been following them for a very long time, since 2009. I was pretty young as at that time. So tell me why I was watching Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo and his wife every 12 p.m. on Silver Bear Television. Tell me why. Every 12 p.m. on Sunday, I was always glued to Pastor Kingsley and his wife as they preach and all of that. I could tell you that I know when they gave birth to their first child. I don't know, but I've been following them. I know when the wife got pregnant. I followed the journey and all of that. And I was pretty young. Now that I think about it, I think I'm getting too old. All right, let's look at the third comment for this topic, and it's from Any Holy Son. And Any Holy Son says, I beg, this is not the problem of Nigeria right now. Make we shall vote for the right person next year. This person is just about election. I don't want to know if anybody drew tattoo or anybody is preaching the gospel or anything. Let's just get it right next year, okay? All right, the last but not the least comment for this topic is coming from Amaka's Register. And Amaka says, first, they tell you that getting a tattoo is a sin, and then the very next thing you see is them inked with a Bible verse. If you can't beat them, you might as well join them. I hope we all realize the spiritual race is a personal journey, and learn not to blindly follow the teachings of these so-called men of God. All right. So just like you outrightly said, yes, it is a spiritual journey. And like people always tell you, know God for yourself. Whatever it is you're serving, know that thing for yourself. Do not let people convince you. Of course, these people are here to guide. I said it sometime, a few weeks ago. I said the reason why we have religious head is because they are there to guide us, but they shouldn't tell you or enforce it in you. No, that's why you have your Quran, you have your Bible. Go and study it and know what it says for yourself. Don't just take what one imam says or one pastor says to heart. We always take it too much to heart. We always like, this is it. My pastor has said it, so it cannot change. This is what it is. Have you even sat down to check if that is what the Bible is saying? And even if it's what the Bible says, have you really sat down to digest it? Most of us just read these holy books as though they are one story books, and at the end of the day we sleep. And we don't even think about it. We don't even meditate on it to know what exactly this part of this holy book is talking about me. How will I use it for my own good, or for my own benefit? How do I use it to, how do I effect it on my daily life and all of that? We don't even get to think about this. We just go with whatever it is the teacher tells us, and that's just it. No, I think we should always look at it very well. We should meditate on it. Know God for yourself. Whatever it is you are serving, please know it for yourself, and do not let anyone confuse it. It is 2026, so this is not 2025. Let's drop all of that, aside. Okay. All right, this is where we close the curtains for Social Buzz Extra today. We wish we had more time because we had a story that we wanted you to see, but do not worry, we can always bring it up to you. It's trending stories, of course. Continue to follow us across all our social media platforms using @Global TV NG, so that you don't miss out on any episode of Social Buzz Extra or anything we bring here your way on Global TV. Also, please, if you are just joining us today on Social Buzz Extra, do not worry, you've not missed out on anything. You can actually watch on Global TV NG on YouTube, Global TV NG on YouTube. Please do not forget and drop your thoughts. Of course, I'll be picking your thoughts there, and I'll be answering whatever it is your questions are. Okay. All right, I am Ogochukwu, and bye for now.
When social media speaks, we'll listen and we'll bring you the extra. It's your one-stop show for trends, truth, and the tea everyone's sipping. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and get the extra dose of what's shaking the internet.
And on the issues making wave on social media to your doorstep.
Social Buzz Extra, where the trend meets the talk. Only on Global Television.